Alright guys, 2 more days until non-absurd Innistrad events. But in the meantime, we're drafting M12. I did a couple of drafts yesterday. I went 4-1 with a final split. Nothing too interesting to report. I didn't record them. I think Phoenix is the pick out of this pack. Obviously it's a heavy red commitment, but it's like worth 2 tickets. I'll probably be playing it in Constructed fairly soon. And there's just not really a whole lot else, is there? There's a Cudgel Troll is probably on the same power level, if not a little better even than Phoenix, but it's in green, so overall I think it bumps it down as far as the quality of the pick. Alright, a very strong white pack. Outrage is an okay card. But it's not an amazing card in M12. Yeah, I don't know. If I am starting a draft with Phoenix and Chandra's Outrage, which I may well do here, I would love to pair that with white, because I think it's a better aggressive color than black. But I think I'll just stick with the Outrage. I hope I get to play it. Those are 2 really good white cards that I'm passing. Okay, so there's a 3rd pick, Sarah Angel. The pack still has Shock and Gravedigger in it. I think the Sarah Angel is just the best card by a long, long way. I think the second best card is the Gravedigger. And then the Shock. Anyway, I'm going to take the Sarah Angel. If people are willing to hook me up with that 3rd pick from the right, I can be fairly confident that I'm getting some white in packs 1 and 3. And I'm not going to be passing much red, so hopefully I get some red back pack 2, but I don't have high hopes because red is just very overdrafted. Mother. Alright. Just a second. You gotta watch this live. I am becoming extremely good at switching my connection, because this happens to me a hell of a lot lately. So I'll probably miss 1 or 2 picks is my guess. Unfortunately, I didn't have a card selected when it went. Zombie Goliath. Take the Peregrine Griffin. That's a very late Gorehorn Minotaur. He's in really good packs quite a lot though, so I don't think he's ever in packs with really good red cards in them, on the other hand. While I have that right-clicked, I'm going to run over and check what cards were in the packs I missed. Tunneler seems fine here. Sorry, this is going slow. Uh-oh. Looks like I actually can't do that. Gizmodo is using the text file. Something weird happened with it crashing. Okay, so I don't know what I passed, really. I wonder if Lava X is good enough with Phoenix in the pile. I haven't seen any white since getting a third pick Sarah Angel. What's up with that? Maybe somebody took like Pacifism over Sarah Angel, which I'm quite confident is wrong. What are you planning to pacify? Another Sarah Angel? Otherwise, though, there isn't a whole lot. Like, I could take Phantasmal Bear. I think I'm just gonna stay with red. Slaughter Cry is an okay trick. But, yeah, red card quality just sort of runs out quite quickly, and I'm not seeing a good other color. I think Rift is better than Lava X. I don't know. If I get enough Lava X's, I think I can play them. I think they sort of get better as you get more of them. I'm so heavy red here that I think I'll take the Blood Rage Vampire and maybe move into black. He's just a fine guy, and he's very late, and that's a very late bat. I'd still like to fight to be in white because of that Sarah Angel, but I really didn't see any of it. I think it's quite heavily drafted in this draft. Stormfront Pegasus is a better card than Volcanic Dragon. I think if I were going to draft Volcanic Dragon, I'd want to do it in blue-red, just because I get enough cards that way that I can make 6 land drops, but it's really hard to make 6 land drops. Warstorm Surge, I think, is close to unplayable in this format. The problem, of course, is I do not know if I am white. I'm the sort of person who would just take the Merfolk Looter and go into blue here too. I think I'm going to take Stormfront Pegasus. Yeah, really not a fan of Volcanic Dragon. It costs 6. That's like... yeah, it's a card that just is not doing anything a huge amount of the time. Not a good pack for me. Were I blue, Bell Tower Sphinx would be amazing. Goblin Arsonist is a dork. He's okay. Red deck is gonna want, you know, a couple of 1-drops. So we'll take it. The best card here is Crimson Mage for me. Yeah. Nothing else to say really. Nothing else really comes close, actually. There's an active Treason that may table, so maybe I value Fling a little bit higher. So keep that in mind. I think I'm going to take Crown of Empires. It's sort of mana intensive for a deck like this. If I am going to end up in some sort of Lava X monstrosity, which I sort of hope I'm not, it is quite good there though. Because I'll run out of spells to cast pretty quickly, and then I'll be able to just slow him down with my mana that I'm not using to cast good cards. Bonebreaker Giant is another option. I think I've got my 5s covered for now. I think Peregrine Griffin's a better 5 than Bonebreaker, even though I'm trying to be an aggressive deck. Bonebreaker has all that power. It's another very bad pack. I think I'll just take Crumbling Colossus and hit them in the face. Also maybe draft a Fling or two. So we have Tunneler or Piker. In white, the hope is that you get better 2-drops than Piker. At least that's my hope. Also better combat tricks than Slaughter Cry. So far, we are really not seeing any white though. I'm sort of astounded at how little there's been from the left after seeing it completely cut pack 1. But we're not seeing any of any other color either. Sort of bizarre. Like red seems to be the most open color. There are 3 playable commons here. Unfortunately, all the red commons suck. I'm gonna take the Tunneler because I knew that Fiery Hellhound was in the next pack. This is still not a good deck, but it's a little better, I guess. Fiery Hellhound may be the best card in that pack, so that's happy. Could even take a Wall of Torches here. I think I'll take the Mastodon. I'm not going to take Fling over Armored Warhorse, I don't think. Well, actually, I'm so light and white, I probably can't cast that dude. I do have a Hellhound and a Colossus. I'm gonna go for it. We're gonna get a little bit Belchery with this deck. It's not a good deck. Probably fairly happy for someone to play Deathmark out of the board against me because I have so few targets. Although one of them is Sarah Angel. Act of Treason. So the hope is that Act of Treason costs 5 because you have Fling as well, which means that it bumps my curve up a little bit. #14th pick Slaughter Cry. This is so sad. Like, this is what a red deck looks like when red is completely open. And I'm just looking at it and wondering if I can still switch colors going into pack 3. It's an alright deck. But it's just so fragile and everything. It has a Planeswalker now on the bright side, and I table a red playable maybe. Never opened her before. What do you do? I can copy an Act of Treason or a Chandra's Outrage. Copying Outrage would be sweet. There's a Fireball in the pack, which is obviously miles and miles and miles worse than Chandra. I personally am not even convinced that the Fireball is better than Incinerate. It's pretty sweet against phantasmal creatures, though. I got blown out last night. The match I lost. Fiery Hellhound is the best card for my deck. Phantasmal Image is worth tickets. Wow, there are 2 rares in this pack. Look at that. How many tickets is it worth? I'm pretty sure I'm taking it. Whoops, and then Dvorak. Selling for 3, buying for 2, yeah. Yeah, it's been seeing a lot of play in Standard too, so. Should be an easy pick over Fiery Skeleton. Reverberate, it's like the really bad redirect. Fire Slinger looks to be the pick. There's a lot of good black cards here. Is it too late, actually, to just head into black? I have a Bats and a Blood Rage Vampire. And that is a Doomblade. Doomblade is a good card. The card that I really don't have anything like in the deck yet. I think Fire Slinger is better. The problem with Doomblade is it does not deal damage to your opponent. It doesn't let you curve out. It does not deal damage to their face. And given how terrible and belchery this deck is, I wish I took the Doomblade. Yeah, given how this deck is looking, I think I just want to curve out. God damn. Would I just take over Doomblade? It took Fire Slinger. So at least it wasn't another white card. Because I think Gravedigger is actually better in this deck than Doomblade. There's going to be a whole lot of trading. There's also a Crumbling Colossus. There wasn't really anything else I wanted either. I'm going to take a second Colossus. We're just going to do that. Well, crap. The only cards I want to play here are the white ones. Assault Griffin is really good here. Oh, sorry, cat. There's a cat at my feet. I'm gonna take Assault Griffin. I don't even want Sauron's Thirst in this deck. I can't cast it. I'd rather have Bloodseeker, I think, but that guy's just terrible. Stave Off is really good, and fills a really important hole in the deck. It's like fairly often you get the same effect out of it as Tectonic Rift or Lava Axe. It just forces damage through. But grief. What? I am mad that there weren't more good red cards open, because apparently nobody else is playing them. And yet I've only seen 1 Minotaurs. Yeah, basically not a whole lot of good stuff. I'm going to take the Shock, I guess, over Crimson Mage and stuff. Piker here. I already have 2 Tunnelers, and I failed to fill my 2 slot out pretty hard. Active Treason or Hellhound. I have double Tunneler, I have 1 Fling. Fling, by the way, has to be better than Lava Axe. Has to be. I guess I'm taking... I think I'm taking Demystify. Do I have anything that targets my creatures? I have Tunnelers. that works. I have Slaughter Cries. Those work really well too. I'll just take the Vampire. I'm not gonna play it. Sure, let's take 2. Goblin Warpaint is maybe good if I'm paired against like mono red or something, but most of the time it will not be. Okay, so like as far as red decks, you can rationally expect to ever draft in M12. This has to be the best. We've got... uh-oh. Did we just miss? We got no pick 4 at all recorded, so we don't know what was in that pack. Means that I'm not going to be able to run this draft in my spreadsheet unless I just invent that pack, which I could do. See if I'm actually able to just go mono red maybe with Hellhounds, 2 of them. That's more enticing. Obviously I'm giving up Sarah Angel, so even if I could, I'm not sure I would. And Slaughter Cry should be fine. Manic Vandal is pretty bad in a deck with 3 artifacts. And that is not so much a curve as a... yeah. It's actually almost a square. If we put this there, added 1 card there and 1 card there, we'd just have a 5x5. I guess it's sorta curved. If we just look at this part, it's a bit of a curve. Basically, yeah, that. I think Crown over Peregrine Griffin. Just have 1 Slaughter Cry. I have a Trampler. Times 2. I think this is fine. I think with Chandra, the Crown of Empires gets a little better because I do have a backup sort of controlling-ish plan. Yeah, why not? I believe this is the first red-white deck that I have recorded myself drafting in M12. I have been drafting red a lot more lately, mostly pairing it with blue. In fact, I think every time pairing it with blue. Grim Lavamancer is really good in a blue-red deck with looters. I guess I posted that draft, didn't I? Where I like curved Grim Lavamancer, looter, Azure Mage, something like that. It wasn't very fair. And then I lost finals. Spoilers. You guys following the Rugby World Cup? I am following the Rugby World Cup. I am from New Zealand. A little FYI for those not in the know. Yeah, the All Blacks just look amazing in the Rugby World Cup. So I think I'm going to go 11-6. Makes it really hard to cast that Sarah Angel, actually. Actually, do I want 16 lands? Let's put 11-6 in. Let's add some swamps to the board just in case. Let's actually add a plains to the board just in case I decide I want the Peregrine Griffin. I'm wrong. People ask me how much I paid for these sometimes. I actually used to play Magic and just played 25 premier events per month while they were giving these out and got 25 each of them. That was like my goal. I think my curve is too high and my Hellhounds are too many. And keep in mind this, I'm hoping these guys are 5s as well. One of each. That's not quite ideal, but Fling Colossus. I should just call this deck Fling Colossus. Yeah. Yeah, let's do that. Okay, so I will see you in round 1.